Okay, there we go. Thought that would do that automatically. Obviously, there's something I need to tweak. Well, good evening and welcome. It's 5 o'clock Eastern Time here in Australia, and I'm about to build another new Dreamzzz set. This one I picked up today down the shops. This is Castillo's turtle van, which looks kind of odd, kind of cool. Some nice colours in there again, just like the bunny from the other week. Welcome on in. My name's Glenn, also known as Bricko, or another Brick and AFOL if you really want to pronounce every syllable. New-ish to Twitch, not new to playing with little plastic bricks. Been doing that for quite a few years as an adult and many years as a kid. So yeah, we're gonna build this this evening. I'll also be watching the Women's World Cup soccer quarterfinal, hopefully, if the Channel 7 website behaves. Be watching that in another tab. And I'm covering both bases. As you can see, I am wearing a Japan football jersey. It is the men's jersey, so it's the blue one, not the cherry blossom pinkish one that the women have been wearing. And my scarf is for the team playing them, Sweden. So covering both bases tonight with the game. So we'll see what happens there, and I believe the winner of that game goes on to play Spain, I think. Now, if anyone is following me on Instagram, I put a little thing in my stories this afternoon teasing a little sig fig reveal of sorts for tonight, because I posted a picture of the sig fig before, which is this little guy here. My camera is cheap, doesn't focus, so it's minifig with little beard and glasses and short hair that got progressively shorter as I kept doing buzz cuts and cutting my own hair. But the big reveal today is and the big change, big reveal, wait for it, new sig fig is, there we go. Because I buzzed it all off today. Just like a minifig. Feels weird. It's a lot cooler. Even with this being the tail end of winter in Queensland. Anyway, so yeah, plan tonight is to do a bit of building of this. How fast I build depends partly on chat, partly on the soccer game. So we'll see how we go. I haven't looked up the information on this set, like number of parts, things like that, which I should probably have to hand, really. Let's see if that information is readily findable. 71456. 434 pieces. 5 minifigs, 2 of which are unique to this set. So yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I'll quickly type it. I don't have timers set up yet, so I'll just do a quick little plug there. That's where you can find me, under this name on Facebook and Instagram. Not much on YouTube, but when I do things like this where I do a set build, I'll sort of just chuck the VOD over there for later. May or may not keep it around, but this is where I'll hang out and build. If you've just joined me, I'm Glenn, another brick and AFOL, and the big sig fig reveal was he lost his hair because I shaved mine off today. But now I think we should probably get a drink ready. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here. But we're going non-alcoholic to start. Non-alcoholic, but caffeinated. And it is being served in a delightful piece of Lego merch. The human-sized minifig mug. Alright. So I suppose it's time to open up this set. Move my chat to the side. Now I've seen some people who want to keep the boxes and cut this open carefully, which is, it is a cool idea if you're wanting to resell with the box. Looking at the parts and colors, I think I probably will keep this around. There's not much that I've sold used, if anything, that I can think of. But so yeah, I break it open as it's been designed to. I push in the tabs. Usually one's enough. The second one breaks open from that. And then, okay, bag 3, bag 1, bag 2. I was hoping to get the Dreamzzz Pegasus set, and I had it in my cart. The website said my local store had stock, but before the order got finalized, I got an email saying part of your order has been refunded, and it was for the Pegasus. They did have the turtle van, so I got that. There are quite a number of stickers in this set. Not a huge fan of stickers, but the printed turtle face looks cool on what looks like, yep, it's the pardon me, if you've seen any of the Star Wars buildable construction figures, it's like a Stormtrooper shoulder pad. It's since been used in some of the botanical sets as flower petals as well. And then these fairly recent-ish curved tree trunk sort of tubes. It's nice to see them in a few more colours as well. A few different things you can do with them. So it looks like if bag 5 has all the yellow parts, it looks like we build the van first, and then we can add the turtle modification onto it. Just like with the bunny I built the other day, you build the bunny and then you've got options to either put wings and a pitiful excuse for a bee behind on it, or you give it roller skates and flames. So yeah, once again, very cool art style on the instruction book. Instead of a photo of the set or a render of the set, we get a nice little comic book style drawing. I really do like that. Oh, pardon me. And we get the image of the different worlds going through Dreamzzz, I guess. I haven't seen the show yet. I've been told it's good. I've been told it's worth a watch. And then we've got... hang on, what? Kidman. I thought I'd change those settings. Let's see. How many... let's see what is it doing? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I reckon. I'm trying to see what it's doing. Maybe... is there separate... I went into my settings for symbols and things like that. 1, 2, 3... that is... well, I'll tell you what, this is what we'll do. While we're waiting for that, we'll just do... see if this works. There we go, shout out to Cooperman. Let's... where am I looking? Chat options, nope, not there. I should have... maybe I need to have Streamlabs open and try... does Nightbot have its own settings that it's using separate to Streamlabs, or is it using... like, which rules override the other? I've also got it to auto permit for regulars, and I don't know how often I have to stream and you have to chat for you to be considered a regular by the bot. But I put lots of symbols, so it's like to spam. It should really be spam. It shouldn't be doing... that. What happens if I do this? Okay, Cooperman, try again. I just told Nightbot that you're a regular. So hopefully it fixes that. Let's go over. Oh, what? Oh, okay. So let's then... can I... Let's disable that one. Disable that one. Okay, try again. Oh, you've been timed out for 600 seconds? What? Where do I... Wow, that's... Okay, that's in Nightbot side of things. 600 seconds, that's all. I don't think I put that in there, surely. That's terrible. Even though I've turned that filter off, let's change that. Even though it's... 10 minutes seems highly excessive, and I think it is the maximum. Oh no, it'll let you longer than that. And hello, Kara. That's my missus, for anyone that's wondering. And that's Mrs. Bricko. Mrs. Bricken. I haven't even opened the set yet. I put the bags out. But man, let's see if Mrs. Bricko. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just turn Nightbot off because I mean, if I can find a switch to turn Nightbot just off. Because that might do that as well. I will. There we go. Okay, so I've turned that experiment off. And I'll just double check. I'll check the Streamlabs settings as well, because it'll have things for let's up that, shall we? Let's hope this all works now. And I don't know, Kubernetes. If I turn Nightbot off, does that mean that it ends the timeout? Like if the bot that timed you out gets separated from the channel, what happens then with the? Can you still like rejoin? Can you rejoin early if the? Can you sneak back in if the bouncer left the club? Basically. Like I said at the start, fairly new to all this, so some settings are, yeah. I'll click a button and then go, oh yeah, that seems legit, and then it has unforeseen consequences. I got all my chat banned and timed out on a friend's channel for using too much punctuation because Streamlabs didn't know the difference between punctuation and symbols. They're all symbols to the computer, and it doesn't matter whether you use them all in a row or if you scatter them through your sentence, like someone who actually learned how to type and use proper sentences. And so yeah, it shut me down for that. I wasn't talking text talk enough. I used commas. Alright, so I'll move these bags out of the way. So we've got 5 bags in this Dreamzzz set. And I have to remember that the camera's pointing that way, so if I put my hand here, so this is the set we're building. This is, I think it's pronounced Castillo's turtle van. If it's Castillo, that's really weird. And hopefully Coopman comes back soon and is allowed to talk, because that's part of my learning curve here, isn't it? Alright, bag 1, and I'll move that bag that's got quite a lot of glare on it out of the camera. I have my headphones ready for a little bit later when the game starts. It's just too warm around my neck though. So where do I put them? Around my knee for now. Alright, so move the bags out of the way, then I'll keep them in the reverse order so I can grab them as I need them. And got a new light out here in the garage, which is fairly bright, but just seeing what it looks like on the screen. Seems to be okay. Light on me is, I apologize if it's bouncing off the top of my newly shaved head. I've had a buzz cut for ages, but today I went to stuff it and took the little attachment off and just went like, well, I didn't go like that first. I went on the side, and once I'd done a little bit, I was like, well, I've got to do the rest now. It would look terrible if I just do. Yeah, I wasn't going to do a mohawk, especially with not much hair on top. Hey, Budgie's in the chat. Hey, boss. Check this out. Shiny. I didn't do, shaving cream and razor blade, but it's as low as it'll get with, I saw the photo. Yep. It's like, new hair, who dis? Yeah, so much for winter, eh? It's like, not even the middle of August yet, and it's hot outside. And Squiddy is here as well. The real boss. No, but a bit of a nice shine would be good. So I put a teaser up on my Instagram that'd be like a surprise. Like I had the sig fig before stream, and it was the little Lego version of me, beard, glasses, and short hair, and then put a blanked out version with a question mark of like, and the sig fig after the stream, and the reveal was I was wearing a beanie at the time. I took his hair off, and now that's me. That's me in Lego form, no hair on top. And I just dropped Lego on the floor and watched the light shine off the top of my head as I rescued the hairpiece off the ground. Yes, and speaking of the real boss, here we go. Yeah, I did it. I did a little bit here on the side, and because it's when I do the buzz cut, it's really thin up on top, but the hair here sort of is fairly thick. As soon as I did a bit there, I was like, ooh, now I've got to go full over. Yeah, totally going the Ryan Clark look. Now I just need to grow the beard. Although he grows the beard and then shaves it off, and then grows the beard and then shaves it off in like a 2-year cycle or something. But I'm going to get this going. If I could spell. There we go. Shout out to Squiddy. Squiddy is also here on Twitch. sits in a comfy chair and plays games and does all the good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too different to when it was really short. The what's include? Oh, what the exclamation mark is in the? Oh, is that in the Because that the link doesn't actually show up on my phone as a link. Um, in that case, that is under. Nope. Nope. It's on the. It's like, which dashboard do I go to? Commands. Okay, it's weird because it should. It's outside the brackets. Maybe if I leave a space. I've changed the command now for the future. Does it work in a? Okay. Because yeah, it's definitely outside. It's not like I put it in the thing. So if the link still works, I'll chuck that in. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're leaving already, Squid? I suppose you got too much Diablo to play, and I'll. Are you streaming tomorrow? Oh, you're not leaving. I just thought you said it another time. I thought you might be just going. All right, see you another time. But yeah, are you streaming tonight or tomorrow afternoon or all day tomorrow? Where can people find you if they want to see you hack and slash through monsters? I've been going nearly half an hour and I haven't built any Lego yet. No one tell the Lego people. I haven't even opened the book yet. How slack am I? I mean, I opened it to look at the pretty pictures at the start, but that's about as far as I got. I haven't even got to the build the minifigure. I suppose I should start that. Webcam issues. Yeah. Oh, last night I was going to stream, but then I was playing around with some settings and stuff, and then I was watching someone stream, and it was getting close to when Taz would normally stream, so I was like, oh, I'll just hang around and if only there was a book with pictures on it that told people how to build the thing. Yes, that is applicable for both IKEA and for Lego. It's like if only there was some kind of book that had some kind of picture of what this was meant to look like. Like each step of the process would be even more helpful, wouldn't it? Like if they had numbers so I knew which order to do them in, that would be really helpful. Yeah, but anyway, Taz got me to guest on his stream, and I reached onto the table to pick up like a spoon or something that was lying around. And I picked it up and moved it, touched the table, and the USB cord on the webcam went nah, and my whole screen kind of went blank on his end. The webcam just was like, nah, not today. Not today. Then I had to unplug it and plug it back in again, and unplug it and plug it back in again. Does that work? Or did I turn that command off? Maybe I turned that command off. It was supposed to say that's what she said. But yeah, basically turn it off and on again at least twice before it would behave. So yeah, webcams, I get it. And are you going to... We've got Monday as a public holiday in this part of town. Are you going to be planning on streaming then as well? Or just taking a relaxing day of not working? I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I might motion blur. I just have shiny head. Yeah, I went cheap, and so I don't get focus. Like, look at how cool that minifig is if you were that far away from it. So yeah, I will definitely have to look into getting some kind of decent cameras if I want to keep sharing this hobby with... I have shiny head. It's shiny like a Lego man. Maybe I should just draw a circle. Oh no, I don't have... boss snaps are the best. Like I don't have any tattoos. And the singer that Squiddy mentioned earlier, Ryan Clark, he's got a shaved head and he's got, a whole heap of tattoos on the top of his head. If I was that way inclined, I could get a circle up here and then put the word Lego inside on the top. And then I really would have a minifig head. That would be a bit extreme. No, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. But yeah, the shelves behind me here that have like Lego ship holes. There's boxes of Lego instructions here to be sort of filed away. Some DVDs that could go for a different shelf. And a couple different Lego bits and pieces just loose lying around. So to tidy that up, if this is where I'm going to regularly have the table set up and the laptop in front of me, even if I move this way a bit so that I don't get the filing cabinet and just have the shelves, get that a bit more presentable. So maybe I do that in the next couple of months. Yeah, I heard about that. That would have been funny to be there for, but I was having a boss nap at the time. And a boss nap, for those watching that aren't in the know, is when you work early in the morning and finish nice and early in the afternoon, but aren't necessarily a morning person. You have a little bit of sleep at night, you wake up, you go to work, and as soon as you get home, you crash for another couple of hours and then get up and do stuff at night. And then you sleep for a couple of hours. So the boss nap is the afternoon phase of sleep that gets you ready for to be awake at night. There we go. There's very strange minifig. She's got arms that click into the side. They're not fixed like normal minifig ones are. They're like a Technic pin. A Technic pin into the side of her body, and the body and the base of the backpack. It's two parts in the mold, but they're like joined together. they're not something that like it looks like they're two separate pieces, but they've been joined at the factory somehow. I don't know how you would you'd break it if you tried to separate them. It is nice when people put themselves down for a nap. But yeah, she's this old sort of hippie lady with a necklace and the vest with the little tassely bits hanging down the bottom. Some sunnies and the two faces. In both of them, her eyes are shut with the little crow's feet wrinkles on the side. But in one, she's just got a little smirk, and in the other, she's got like an open grin. So that's there. What I'm also going to... So, I've successfully built one minifig with her accessories. To this camera. That might be better. The lighting's not as good, but the focus is a lot better. And she's got like a backpack model. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of my grandmother, but shorter and more hippie-ish. And yeah, I'll set up a tab here. So in that case, let's hold this guy up. He can host the stream, and you wouldn't even know the difference, would you? Look at that guy. It's almost like he's talking, isn't it? Kara just yelled out from the other room, "When did you get a twin?" There he is. I'm going to hop over to this tab because you may also notice that what I'm wearing, and I've got to sit through an ad. Thanks, Seven. Of course, I've got to sit through an ad. Lego bunny. What am I even doing here? Yeah, do a face swap with the minifig mouth. That'd be scary. No, I am wearing a Japan soccer jersey of the men's national team, and I have a what? I just heard yelling from the other room. I just yelled out, "Sorry about the shirt." It's a little worse for wear because someone, and I won't mention any names, but someone who may or may not be in this house and married to me didn't realize that not everyone uses washers and dryers and that not all clothes are safe to be used in a dryer, especially when they're, like proper official sports merchandise with vinyl stripes down the shoulder. No, it wasn't you. But yeah, that was years ago. We were, years and years ago. We were probably, that's hilarious. No, you are not married to me. No, as far as the soccer tonight, no, Japan are playing Sweden in a quarterfinal of the Women's World Cup. They're playing in Auckland, so no, I'm not going to that game. But I am going to the Matildas tomorrow night in Brisbane to see them play France. I wasn't able to get a ticket to the Australian first round game in Brisbane. That sold out really quickly. But I got a ticket to the quarterfinal, and as luck and the winning streak of the Australian team goes, I will end up seeing them, which is pretty cool. So 40 minutes of stream. I've built a minifig. Taz thinks he's a slow builder when he hosts because he's too busy chatting, and now I kind of get the feeling. The other day I was able to chat and build, but I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? So let's try, and I suppose because I am also typing on like in chat on the phone. So let's continue. We've built the minifig, and now we get consider this a toolbox. Does that mean I can claim it back on tax? With this Dreamzzz range of sets, I really like the cartoony comic book style of artwork they have in it. So tools down. What? But the other one had like a 3-page story about the toy rabbit turning into a giant bunny. This just has her walking along, pointing a magic hourglass staff at mushrooms and jewels. So who knows what that's about. Haven't watched the show yet, but I have been told that it is good. It's a kids animated show. I'm not sure what service it's on in Australia, but I have my ways. I'll find a way to watch the show. Time for a beverage in my Lego mug. Yep. So now I'll have the headphones on, or at least over one ear, because that's the Japan-Sweden game, and as soon as I do that, it starts buffering. All right, 7, have it your way and give me some SD quality footage. Oh, that's interesting. Japan are actually playing in blue tonight. When I saw them on TV the other night, they were wearing a pink and lavender, must be their alternate jersey, but tonight they're in their traditional, more like this, more of a blue color. In what? Yeah, they're wearing blue. They're in Auckland. All right. And I haven't seen Cooperman come back. So hoping you could test his little messages again. Squiddy, you remember when I got hang on, let me turn the soccer commentary volume down. Remember when my chat got automatically moderated for using punctuation? I had Coopman come in and he uses a couple different emotes in his sort of "Hey, I'm here" message that he tends to use, and I changed my settings in Streamlabs to fix it and be like, "Yep, okay, don't go nuts and like if this is spam, this is okay." So I was like, "Yep, cool, that should work." Tonight, instantly, Nightbot hits him because Nightbot had its own settings, and it was like, "Haha, I'm gonna shut you down for using one emote." It was like, oh, so I had to go and do all of that, fix multiple settings, and because I think he did it twice. Because I tried I tweaked all the settings in. Yeah, all good, Budgie. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, so I changed the settings in Streamlabs and was like, try again, and he tried again, and Nightbot has this thing where it like times you out for 5 seconds the first time, and then it got harsh and it went, you can be out for 10 minutes now. I was like, what? I never set that up from memory. So I basically put Nightbot in the naughty corner, and Nightbot's on timeout now instead. Okay, so to redeem myself, I've just placed 6 pieces in like 5 seconds. Bam. Where did my sound go from the soccer game? And I switch over to the internet, and there's a spinning circle. Let's close that tab. Come on. Yeah, so I put Nightbot in the corner, essentially. Oh, now I've got soccer audio again in my ear. Okay. So yeah, covering both bases, Sweden, Japan. Either way, I'm wearing the right gear. Let's get. So I'm trying to figure out from the camera where I should have my hands so you can see I'm actually building. And I've lost audio again, which means channel 7 is having to think about broadcasting some SD quality stuff through the internet. Yeah, I mean, Twitch Studio, it's saying 45% CPU basically. So whatever else gets used up by Chrome for Channel 7's SD stream is the rest of it. But I mean, it seems to be going all right. And let me know if it isn't. Hands in here. Yeah, definitely need a better camera for. It is weird though hearing some of the commentary voices on initially building. The front of the manual is. Where's that camera? Is that now with the Dreamzzz range? They don't have a photo of the set. They have cartoony artwork, which is a cool point of difference to. Where's something like. Something like a Lego Creator set where it's an actual photo or a render of the set. Yeah, I went shopping today and it said that Underwood Big W had the Pegasus, and I put it on Click and Collect, and it got refunded. They didn't actually have it, but they did have this set, which if I angle it right on this camera, looks suspiciously like the image off the internet directly above it on screen. So yeah, I picked that up this afternoon. That one right there. It's like a combi van that turns into a turtle. Entering lurk mode, going to go argue with a camera for a bit. Kara will also be back in a few. Cool. Kara was streaming earlier, but not on Twitch. She was doing like a Facebook Live of some crafty stuff. But who knows, maybe if we get a decent camera, we might have to fight over. Yeah, she was. She opened the door. You could hear that she was. She opened the door to like mime post stream stuff, going to leg modes. Yeah, no worries. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. I do lurk mode quite a bit. I'll often be watching someone stream, but then if I'm doing something else at home or sometimes at work, if I'm listening in, it's not too crazy. Yeah, I'll just listen and not sort of watch. But yeah, all helps. It's all good, and we'll be here when you get back. I do have a lurk command as well set up, and it just gives a little. Basically, thank you for still hanging around and listening at least. All helps. And I've just lost audio as well. And then it's back. Everyone's favorite hero. Some post-stream stuff. What sort of stuff do you stream? Let's see if that clicks a link. Nope. That would be too many tabs. Even one tab would be too many. I'll have a look on here. On my phone. Let's search. Variety streamer. Ooh. Building the El Dorado boat. And some Fortnite. Some gaming. And some Diablo as well. Alright, cool. I will I'll chuck you a follow. And I've just lost audio again, so much for streaming free-to-air TV. It's good during the Olympics. Don't know what the deal is at the moment. Alright. It is warm out here in my garage. I know I'm in a jersey and I've got a scarf around my neck, but winter looks like it's over in Queensland, at least for this week. Alright, place some more tiles. Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll turn the fan up from medium to high. That's what I'm going to do. There is a standing fan out here. And I'll move it slightly closer. Just let me know if it affects the audio or anything, or if you can hear it. Well, knock a box over. But yeah, I've got bare feet on a concrete floor in this garage. I can be out here late at night, and Kara's in the living room with the aircon on heater mode, and I'm out here in t-shirt, shorts, bare feet, and a fan blowing on me because it's just stuffy out here, even in winter. She says I Lego too hard. Which, might be true. Leaving fingerprints all over the Lego. Occupational hazard. I've been going for an hour, so I'm going to be my own timer and type in welcome. It is warm tonight, and I went out on a scooter this morning, and then this afternoon once I got the notification that my Lego was ready. This morning I was like in winter mode, so I put jeans on, had a shirt, put the puffer vest on, out I went, and came home and the shirt was sweaty, and I was like, ugh, this is horrible. So then I buzzed all my hair off, had a shower, and then when I went out in the afternoon, I was in shorts and a t-shirt, no jacket, no jeans. I was like, nah, it's too warm for that. And I've started thinking about when I'll start wearing shorts at work. It's getting that warm lately. Okay. Put these on. Yeah, who knows? Might have the fan on upstairs tonight. Okay, so got the base of the vehicle done. An hour into the stream, just about, and we're on step 9. Step 9's done, and it is a set aged at age 7+. So none of the steps are too complicated. There's no, add 6 of these, 4 of these, and 5 of these all in one step. Each step seems to be, 1 or 2 parts or types of part going in. And last night when I was on with Taz as a guest, I had my name on screen as another pickin' AFOL, because while I was talking to him, I was sitting here picking a bricklink order that I'd started a couple of nights ago, and because there was a lot of parts in the order, I was going through all my containers, I was getting all the parts out, and I wasn't quite finished, and I thought, well, Bricklink has this feature with temporary checkboxes, little boxes that appear and you tick off, yep, I've got that, I've picked that, I've picked that, I've picked that. You work your way through. But of course, if you leave and come back, what was that? Someone yelling. If you leave and come back, obviously the checkboxes are all unticked again. So I took screenshots, thinking when I come back tomorrow, I'll just pick what I haven't done yet. None of those screenshots saved to OneDrive. I was like, where'd they go? No idea. Everything was apparently working, but yeah, so I basically had to start again and just go through it and go, yep, I've got that. And then I was able to post those off today. Went over to the post office. Some friendly local posties. Yes, dreaded summer is coming. It's going to be here a lot sooner than we like. I mean, summer is better now that we've got aircon, but even so, I don't mind being hot. Get cold beer, and this soccer game is just being annoying in my ear. I get a spinning circle for minutes, and then half a second, like literally, I don't get a full sentence of commentary through my ear before it freaks out again. Which is really annoying. Yeah, you still do have to go outside. But you know, you can always just wear shorts, thongs, and a t-shirt. It's the days when it. Well, yes, true. Nice cold beer is good every time of year, right? It's not quite beer time yet. We've still got some Pepsi to go. And a nice 17 hard solos. Yeah, I thought about going to Dan's on the way home from work yesterday because Thursday's my Friday. But I thought, you know what, I've got plenty of beer in the fridge, including multiples of ones I like, and a few of some ones that I have yet to try. And one of those ones that I hadn't tried yet was this. I'll go this. Yeah, I'll go this camera. There we go. Durham Dark Angel Stout. Decent tasting dark beer. But considering the type of beer it is, only a like 4.3%. But made with 7 different grains, including oats, and then English hops in it. It was quite tasty. Bottle conditioned, natural, not filtered. Store it at a cool room temperature. Yeah, good luck, Queensland. And serve at 13 degrees Celsius. I didn't check what temperature it was at. I just kept it in the fridge. But with dark beers like stouts, I do tend to pour it and then drink it slowly so that it does get a chance to not be super cold. Because you get more of the flavor once it starts to warm up. But yeah, those hard solos are good. I will definitely be getting more of them. And when I was at the shops getting this Lego today, I passed another bottle that's at that shopping centre, and they had the Matzo's lemon on like a reduced to clear. And I thought about it, and then I was like, no, you've got beer at home. Finish the beer at home, make more room on the shelf, and then get some more stuff to drink. So that was some advice from earlier today, Glenn, for future Glenn. This is interesting. So in a lot of Lego sets, when you're attaching parts to one side and then you're going to do the other, they'll tell you to turn the set. This doesn't. This just goes build this and then put it over here. They have faith in my ability as a 7 and up year old to be able to go, all right, I've got this, and I'm putting this on the side facing away from me like that. One Ciroc. Yeah, I haven't even had one of them yet. But it would be interesting to try after hearing your testimonial, shall we call it? Right, put that there. I keep forgetting to do things where the camera can see, so that you get an idea of the progress. There's no super bright colours in this so far, but I think this is kind of meant to be a little bit bland as the van, like to look like an old green and white sort of combi van. So they've used the sand green for most of this bottom part of the van. The top half is white. But yeah, the bright colours will be coming. That's for sure. Alright, we're on step 19. Step 19. What I was doing. Was I was going to try. I was going to try checking out 7. What's this? What's Edge doing? What is Microsoft trying to do? Every time I go to close a tab, a different pop-up window is coming up saying just a moment over the top of it all. It's like, no, close that tab. It's coming up again. Just trying to use a different browser to see if they can handle I need to sign in again because browser's updated. Alright. I suppose just want to watch soccer. And watch soccer and build Lego at the same time. And so far, one of those is being kind of successful. I don't want to know what's new in Edge. I want to do all this. Just take me to 7+. Just want to watch the football. Come on. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Ooh, Werewolves dropped their new album today. I will have to check that out. Caps. I do have caps in there as a. I don't know how many it is, but it might be just if it's all caps. Sorry, that's. And is it PG-ish Nudie Magazine Day is the next question. Oh, I saw it pop up, and then Streamlabs was like, that is getting shut down. Welcome back, everyone's favorite hero. I chucked you a follow earlier. Um, yes, I do know that that's what you're referring to. Because now that I think America used to release albums used to come out on like Tuesday or something. Um, and then they switched to Fridays because Friday was also when movies came out, and they just kind of went to. This is my second Dreamzzz build. Um, It was going to be my third. I was hoping to pick up the Pegasus today, but my local store didn't have stock, so I had to do an order from the next store up the road. So I might grab that tomorrow morning. Um, I did the bunny last week. That was really cool. It's different. I like the art style in the books. The next thing to check out will be the show, of course. But yeah, the builds themselves are pretty cool. I like the minifigs. Um, and this one didn't sort of catch my eye originally, but I just sort of looked at the parts and the minifigs that were in it, and thought I'd give it a go. Um, the little old lady minifig with her stick is pretty cool. I don't have my camera set up to be mirrored. I have it just set up normal, so I sometimes forget that things I do are mirror image to me, or not mirror image. They're yeah, I don't know, tricks with my brain. Ooh, actually, and now here's somewhere we can be different. Hopefully, we'll flick ahead in the book. Avoid spoilers. Oh, there's another bit of cartoon page. She's doing magic and her van's clunking apart. Maybe it's turning into a turtle. This all looks like the roof of the van. The interior. Okay, the front of the van seems to be just where the driver and passenger sit. So what I'm going to do, actually I'll check, does it have two doors? Is there a door on each side? Because what I often do with, yes it does, especially with Lego city sets, if they're wide enough to have a steering wheel that's not dead center, um, I build them to drive on the Australian side of the road, not the American side of the road. And Kara is and everything. These spare parts here must be. Here we go. I was going to say we saw some of these parts earlier in the little cartoon picture of her like zapping things with magic. But no, they're from the next page. Got a little jar of something. A possible lamp, possible mushroom. Drop the Lego. Yes, we drive on the left-hand side of the road, like the UK. And so most of the vehicles are right-hand drive. There are some garbage trucks the opposite, or there are some that might have dual drive, where they're designed so the driver can sort of see what's happening on the side of the road beside his vehicle. Similar to, I'm not sure where you are, Hero. If you're in the US, I've seen little postal vans that are right-hand drive, so that the guy driving the little van can put things in people's mailbox. Instead of being closer to the center of the road, which is normal for. And yes, Creating with Kira Davies is my wife, and she's also American by birth, American and Australian by passport, Aus-American according to her now. Okay, so yeah, postal jeeps, and I think there'd be people here that have like classic cars that they've imported that might be the other way around. Right, so I clicked play, and then it brought up a picture of the game of the players, but still with a little play symbol that I have to click again. Why aren't I hearing the game? And even Edge is going to go, maybe I'll play the game? The next step will be the app on my phone and try that. Because, yeah, this browser is still thinking about it, and that's a no. That's a no from Edge. That is really annoying. I'll disconnect the headphones from the laptop, switch to the phone, and try that out, shall we? Let's. Isn't technology wonderful? Let's see if the phone, which is on the same Wi-Fi as the laptop, can play the game. Also go to SD. Alright, let's see how we go. Of course, we're going to run through ads first. Alright, so bag 1 is done. It only took an hour 20. So by that extrapolation, the other 4 bags are going to take another 4 hours, maybe? Maybe not. Dust already. Hopefully they won't. And still faster than Taz. I did a lot more than 8 tiles. So there we go. You see. Let's check. Underscore. The only thing with the phone app from 7 is that if you go to a different app to do anything, it loses what it was doing and has to start again. It's not like Twitch where you can sort of pop out the video and still keep watching something which is what SBS, our other TV channel that likes soccer, did for the World Cup. You could have a game running and like check your messages at the same time. Not with 7. You're either watching their app or you're doing stuff you can't do. Can't do two things, which oh well. And did I? Alright, so now bag 2. Time for bag 2. Noise of ripping open a bag. Bedtime for Hero. Alright, well, just had a look, so it's 1:20 on the west coast of the US, so yeah, it's probably very, very late at night, very early in the morning for you. But I will chuck you one of these before you go. Because that's what it's all about, is following people and watching so much content that you don't have time to stream. Oop. Nearly had a piece still in the bag that your camera's fixed, Squiddy. Yeah. So apparently there was a goal, so I'll need to, at some point. Thanks 7 for having an app that kind of works better than your website. Eating chips. No, that's the... Eating chips and building Lego is not a good idea because your fingers get all greasy and then your fingerprints left on the bricks are even worse than just normally. Okay. No worries, Hero. I'll look forward to catching one of your streams at some point. Yeah, when I was on with Taz, I muted myself because I was parting out multiple sets. I was just ripping open a whole heap of bags, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna turn my mic off while I do that. But I won't mute myself when I'm building if it's just rip open the next bag every once in a while. Good night, Hero. Yeah, look forward to catching one of your streams, whether that's gaming or Legoing. And here's this minifig. He's wearing some red boots, grey jeans, little blue shirt. The minifigs in this look really cool. They're some sort of... It's like a cross. It's like a sort of kids Mad Max style of like modern clothes, but with like... They're going for a sort of, I don't know, medieval warrior kind of, weapons and belts across the chest and capes and things like that. So it's a little bit mini Mad Max. Speaking of which, he's got it's not a cape, this guy's got a backpack. And his choices of expression are either happy grin or little smirk. And he's got some sort of weird it's got like a pale green mark across his face over one eye, an eyebrow. But I think it's also, yeah, he's got like a couple stripes of green color in his hair, so I don't know if there's a story reason in the show. All right, and then his accessory was like a 3-step process to build his spear. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 parts, and they're all small parts, which means we've probably, or mostly small parts, so we've probably got doubles of a few of them. Always handy when you're doing stuff. And welcome, Dame Karen. Good evening, and welcome to this evening's attempt at building. Mrs. Bricken, aka Creative with Kira Davies, did say, at least I'm quicker than Taz. Because in an hour and 20 minutes I got bag 1 of the Turtle Van built. It's going well. I'm having fun. I'm having some disappointing experiences with trying to get the soccer quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup going in my ears while I do this. It is a game that's being broadcast on one of our free-to-air channels here in Australia. Hang on. I haven't heard the score yet, but I think it's 1-0. Are they going to tell me? No, they're just analysing the game so far. I believe it's 1-0. I'm wearing Japan gear and Sweden gear. Yes, I was watching Mrs. Prophet yesterday, I think it was. Led B-Man and Build Time being down on this side of the world, I've watched their streams a few times and seen them in the chat on other people's. And yeah, done a few of my own so far. Guested on Taz's a couple times. So the shirt. The shirt is Adidas, and it has the Japan JFA sort of black crow with a soccer ball logo on the shield. And yeah, this is the thing with streaming and building is if there's chat, you get caught up in the conversation. And the scarf is not from Japan. So between my jersey and my scarf, I've got a foot in both teams in tonight's quarterfinal. And then tomorrow night, I've actually got a ticket to, well, not tomorrow night, it's kickoffs at 5 p.m. For us. Australia versus France is playing in this city of Brisbane. Okay. I do, with the dream sets, I do like these little dudes. Tiny little body, but the neck is still the same size to fit a minifig head. Yes, I'm in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And then he gets this like transparent ooze to go over it, to fit over his head. That's a cool kind of part, and it has a tiny pinhole. Melbourne. It has a tiny pinhole in the very but it's too small to fit on like the stud with a pin, so I don't know if there'd be any feasible way to like use that upside down as a vase or something in a mock, because it's a pretty cool looking part, other than just a ooze to put over a minifig's head. But yeah, I have been down to Melbourne only once, twice. I went down for the first Download Music Festival, and I went to Brickvention 2020. Yeah, it doesn't fit. I think what it probably would fit is like you could probably fit a friend's bow or crown or something into the top, or like a knight's feather. It's probably that kind of tiny size, so you could probably accessorize the top of it, but it's not that. Can't really be used upside down that I can think of. A minifig with 5 heads. Did it come with 5 heads, or you just had 5 heads lying around to stack up? And yeah, Melbourne was an interesting place to visit, and hopefully will again. I've applied to display at Brickvention 2024, so we'll see how that goes. It'd be much easier to take all the minifigs apart, and so yeah, so just made one giant monstrosity. I displayed it in 2020. Yes, there was a bunch of us from Queensland who shot, missed the goal. Yeah, we hired a truck, and a couple of people drove that down. With everyone's displays in the back of it, and then the rest of us flew down, set up, displayed, backed up the truck, flew home, and then waited for the truck to drive back so we could get our stuff back. But we haven't done a group thing this time, so there'll be no Q-Log invasion that I know of. I think there is a couple people intending on applying, but we're sort of making our own way there. My display in 2020 was the South Pole. I had a sailing ship and ocean at the front with a whole lot of penguins, and then I had a minifig scale replica of Amundsen Scott base and a few of its buildings. If you check out my Instagram page, which is up in the top corner of the screen, there's a pinned picture from that Brickvention, and that display got partly dismantled, and I showed some of the buildings at my local library here in a smaller shelving case, so I had to do it in smaller sections. But the ocean part of that display only got pulled apart like last month because I need that's what these plates are. I've got to build the next half of my display for BBX in Brisbane, which is in a month's time, like literally in 4 weeks' time. And so I need to get cracking on that. But I'm building a Dreamzzz set instead. Because there's nothing like procrastinating to then get a rush on, right? But yeah, I think things got in the way. I had some bricklink quarters to pick, and that took up some space on the table. And I think what I'll do is hang on. We have a penalty kick. Someone stuck their hand out to make their body bigger. Yeah, you don't do that. Keep your hand by your side. Yep, if you got your arm out and you're in the box, you're going to give away a penalty. Never cool, but it happens. What was I saying? Oh yeah, procrastinating. Yeah, I think I'll close the bricklink store while I build, because otherwise an order will come in and be like, "Whoa, I need to ship it off within X number of days," or they'll be like, "Where's my Lego?" I've done that before, where I've just gone, "That store's closed for a bit," and Sweden just got penalty kick, so they're now 2-0 up on Japan. Sticking your hand out in the penalty area, and it doesn't have to be intentional. You're gonna have a bad time. And just for fun, quote time. Yeah. Oh well, this one went to VAR. Um, and the thing I do like about the way they've been video reviewing is um, is that if it is obvious um, and blatant, the refs in the VAR booth basically just get on the ref's earpiece and say, "Hey, this is what happens." Um, there's only over to the side and go, "You have a look as well. Like we think something's dodgy, but you check it out. It's your call." Um, I was at what game was that? England Nigeria a couple of days ago, and there was a VAR for possible penalty from an English corner, where an English player had fallen over, but when they looked at the replay, basically two players not looking in either direction, sort of both decided to suddenly stop, and just where this player decided to stop was in this person's way, where she decided to stop was in her way, and so they kind of just accidentally collided. That another game where a corner kick was taken and the defender jumped with their hands up and away from their body, and that was like, yeah, that was like that's an instant. Sorry, you're not allowed. Like, it's not that you're not allowed to jump like that, but you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to touch the ball with your hands, which you're not allowed to do. And that's what Harry Kewell found out as well on the Socceroos. Yeah, you can't jump like that. Yeah, you're not getting a mark in the AFL. You're not playing volleyball. Ah, so there, bag 2 is done, and we're at an hour 42. Yeah, I'm not an AFL person. Squiddy is the AFL person. Karen. So change angle. I've got a table leg, like right where my knee should, in theory, go if I'm sitting straight on. But Yeah, I don't follow AFL at all. It's like I went down once to watch a grand final with Squid, and I had no idea what was going on, but I went for the cultural experience. I still haven't been to an actual game. Been to NRL games. Haven't been to any Union games. I don't follow that either. Yeah, I mean, it is. They are sports where things keep moving and going on. All right, so we're on step 48. We're in bag 3. Yeah, thank you. I had a hard time deciding to dismantle. I displayed it up here. We had a display at the Dreamworld Lego store, um, and a mate asked if he was like, "Oh, have you dismantled it yet?" And I was like, I said, "No, not yet. I can't pull myself to break it yet, break it down." And I suspect that I've got the buildings boxed up at the moment, because they are sort of their own little self-contained modules now. I think I will probably keep them, or at least keep them long enough to digitize instructions for them. So if I ever, because the buildings themselves were the mock part, the landscape, I can always rebuild a table's worth of snow. I can always re-chuck 100 penguins down onto the plates. Um, but yeah, whereas with other displays that I'd done before that, um, I did find, like, even after displaying, say, at one show up here in Queensland, um, I'd I'd be already thinking about what am I going to build next. And it's like, yeah, this crowd at this show haven't seen this yet, so it's cool. But I'm already like, oh, I want to do this now. I want to build something else. Whereas the South Pole, I did sort of, with what am I looking for? Here's me looking for two of the same part when it's actually two separate parts. If only there was a book. If only there was an instruction book. Um, so yeah, with the South Pole display, like I hid Christmas lights. I built them into the landscape for the runway. So at different events, I did tweak things. The vehicles were mainly from sets, so as Lego brought out new Arctic stuff, I was able to sort of swap out what trucks and skidoos were in there. But um, oh, now should I? Yeah, it's being done as the tortoise is set up as like a little craft shop operating out of the van. So what I will do, I thought it was just going to be just going to be a steering wheel. But no, I will mirror build this. This is an Australian side of the road market van. There wasn't a John Wick minifig. That one, I can't look at it on my phone because Channel 7's app will freak out. There was just like the generic Lego long dark hair. That may have come from the same minifig that the head was. But the body, I think it was like, what were those sets? Could have been one of the Overwatch sets. Had like a little Japanese businessman in a suit. And so I basically kept that. Yeah, so I'm a big sci-fi movies, TV nerd, and I'm also a what people would call a purist. So there's no custom builds. So if you scroll through, you'll see like Tony Stark's head being used on the guitar player to make Danny from Voyager, who represented Australia at Eurovision. You'll see the cast of the latest D&D movie. Who else have I done? I've done like a Tropic Thunder little lineup, just basically swapping parts of legit minifigs and just mixing and matching to look like the character I want it to look like. And I think there's a recent post where there's a recent post where I put Jewel State's character from Firefly, Kaylee, the mechanic, and with that, the hair, the head, the torso, and the legs are from separate minifigs. And even on the torso, the arms are off a separate minifig yet again. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minifigs died. Oop, to make that character. I bumped the table. I hope my camera doesn't freak out. Are we still? Yep, not frozen. So yeah, I will pop arms off. When I went to the soccer the other night, I did a sig fig in a plain green short sleeve t-shirt. That's actually one of the pizza shop torsos, but I popped the arms off to face the other way. So on the back of that minifig now was the pizza shop logo. So yeah, I'll pop arms off and put them back on. But I don't cut things, don't paint things. There is a Hellboy minifig that I've made, again, just swapping parts from actual minifigs. But one of the guys here in Brisbane was making little custom capes and things for his minifigs, and he gave me a leather coat that he'd cut that's minifig size. So that's about the only non-Lego I've got, because it does complete the look. Yeah, I was talking to someone at work yesterday or the day before about Lego and about people. He goes, you don't put a lot of Lego up on Instagram. And I was like, oh, and he goes, or do you have more than one account? And I was like, yes. So you see the pictures of my everyday life of like going to the soccer and riding bikes and watching movies and sometimes Lego. I have a whole other account that is just Lego, 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 and guess what? More Lego. But yeah, looking at the John Wick, I think the um, it actually I think it went the other way. I think this account was for I had like if you scroll far enough back, there are everyday life photos in this account. Um, but I then set up one for other photos, and then this became just the Lego. Um, but yeah, John Wick's from that um, Overwatch set, the business suit. The faces, I think, are a Star Wars minifig, one of the Rebel troopers. I'm pretty sure has that sort of light skin tone, but with the black beard. Um, and for that picture, he's actually standing on like the corner post of our staircase banister, um, and sort of had to use two phones to light it and take the picture, and then blur the background and make it look, moody, as John Wick should. Just checking on the score. It is still 2-0 to Sweden. Karen, I'm guessing you Lego. Do you Lego Insta? Lego Twitch? Do you stream? And with the secret AFOL account, my so-called normal life Instagram has a link to what? Long messages. What? Streamlabs. Stop it. You're doing the kind of thing I do. I type in real sentences. What I really don't like about one of the only things I don't like about this, like I got shut down chatting on Squiddy's stream because I used punctuation and he didn't have his symbol count. It was sort of on, and Streamlabs was like, "You've used too many symbols in one post, so you're silenced." What I don't like is that it doesn't just take out the offending message, but it's like it wipes the whole conversation. Like it's just why would you do that? Yeah, like if I look on screen, like if I go um, back to the chat, it's pretty much it's deleted every post. Word protection, paragraph protection. What's this? Maximum message length in characters is now 10,000. Don't send a punishment message. If someone wants to type 10,000 characters, they can. Oh, you got yours at 500. It's like, do I get how long do I go? 500, and that seems to work. I didn't see how long Karen's message would have been, because I like using full sentences and things like that. I'll try 500. I didn't even see paragraph as an option. That's just me sort of choosing minimum protection level, and some things come on automatic, and some things I've gone into to tweak. So as you were saying, Karen, do you stream? Do you Lego Insta? Oh, that's right. I'm mirror imaging this. That's what I'm doing. It was. I mean, 500 characters should hopefully fit that. Otherwise, no room at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly cramped here, but my original plan was to stream from upstairs, but this is kind of where I build. I don't build up there, so we'll see how that goes. Yep. Yep. Lego finishes. Yeah, my niece is into Lego, and my wife and I are, well, I say my wife and I'm the Lego uncle. I buy the Christmas and birthday presents that are Lego. The tags will say from both of us, but they were over here for dinner on, I think it was back in Mother's Day, and Kara asked if they'd seen the cupboard of shame upstairs, the wardrobe full of unbuilt Lego. And yeah, my niece found some stuff up there in the cupboard. She's like, "Ooh, I don't have that set. I don't have that. Oh, there's a Jurassic World set. I don't have that one." And I was like, "Yeah, some of this stuff does eventually end up under the Christmas tree, you know. It's not all for me necessarily. I mean, most of it's for me." Yeah, that is a cool little set, Shuri's Lab. Yeah, it's a and then my brother's he's a couple years younger than me. He started getting back into Technic sets and a few mocks. I don't think he's designed anything himself yet, but he's bought like instructions off Rebrickable and then turned sets that he owns into other things. Oh, panel to the other way now. Looks like someone's been tripped over in the Sweden area. Let's see what this was. Let's watch this. Oh, slight. Yep. a slight tangle up. The Swedish player was running behind the Japanese player, and the legs collided. Japanese player went down. Oh, we are. Sorry, Mrs. Prophet. We've been having a few Streamlabs issues tonight, all to do with emotes and caps and yeah, there's a few little as Nightbot is off. I could turn Cloudbot off. All right, Cloudbot is off. So in theory, things should now be right. Maybe. Welcome, Bricks and Chicks. Yeah, I'm in the. Hello. Yes, Cloudbot is off. Spam for your life. But please don't spam too much. Hello. I've been going for 2 hours. It must be time also for a welcome. There's my welcome message. Because I turned Cloudbot off, the welcome message does nothing. One moment, please. What? That's gold. That really is gold. Without turning it back on. That's what it says. Oh, and I'll try not to bump the table because I have a cheap camera that is very temperamental. I touched the table the other night and it decided the USB cable didn't want to work anymore. But yes, welcome Raiders. We are slowly building the Dreamzzz turtle van. And if you've g'day Taz, if you are familiar with the set and if you've built it yourself, you may notice that it's not quite identical to the instructions. I'm building this as I'm just getting quite a bit of lag at the moment on my own app. And I got distracted from the game, but it's still 2-0, so I'm guessing either Japan missed the kick or what's probably more likely, without looking at a replay, is that the Swedish goalie saved it because she's awesome. But yeah, score remains 2-0. So these are the instructions that I'm somewhat following. And Taz, Kara's already made the comment that I've built more than you in the same amount of time. It took about an hour. I think the first half hour I got a minifig built, but then in like the hour after that I had bag 1 done. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be buying this set when I saw them announced, but the minifigs are cool, the parts are cool. I thought, yeah, I'll get it and give it a go. You can't hear me? Or is... I'm getting a green bar on my end of signal. I'm lagging a bit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my video, the camera feed was laggy for me as I picked the van up. It was like, so we'll see what goes on. I've got this running. I had Streamlabs open in a tab. I had Instagram open in a tab on the browser to answer Dame Karen questions. I couldn't open Instagram on my phone because I'm watching the soccer on my phone, and the Australian TV channel that's showing it has an app where if you switch, it doesn't have a video feed that like stays over other apps. It just, you get it or nothing. So you can't check your messages, you can't check notifications. If you're watching the TV app and you want to stay up to date, that's what you got to do. Because on the web browser version of the TV channel, I was getting spinning circles and 5 seconds of audio, and then 2 minutes of buffering, and then 5 seconds of audio, and then 5 minutes of buffering. So, whereas on the phone, it's fine, but everything's using the same Wi-Fi. So, who knows? But yes, welcome Bricks and Chicks, welcome Mrs. Prophet, welcome Headless Weevil. Who else have we got? This part of my screen is not very big. Oh, I have, who else? If I've missed anyone, apologies. I've got Taz. I think that's who's Mr. Muzz. Need that IT guy to get. Yeah. I've had this laptop for a few years. I've been thinking about getting another one. Maybe I'll just borrow my wife's. This is how we know if she's still watching the stream. Maybe she's not. Or maybe the door will be open and she'll be like, "No, you're not borrowing my computer." Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I am enjoying the set. I mean, so far it's much like any other Lego City style set. I think the sand green, if anything, makes it more of a realistic color choice for like an old van. I think in a city set they tend to go all white or yellow or something. But what I am doing is I'm building a mirror image to the instruction book. Because in Australia we drive on the other side of the road to you guys in America. Down here, the left side of the road is the right side of the road to drive on, because English is good at words like that. In America, the right side is the right side to drive on. 83 minutes into the game, and we are still 2-0. Eagle-eyed viewers will note, I've mentioned this before, but I am... Oh, that's not a mirror image. The badge is on this side. I am wearing a Japan jersey. I am wearing a Sweden scarf. I am completely biased in both directions tonight. That will change tomorrow. tomorrow I will be wearing an Australian jersey and an Australian scarf, and I will be at the stadium watching Australia play France up here in Brisbane. But I picked this setup today. Big W knows that I buy, because I scan my Woolies rewards card every time. I'm still getting dust. I'm building in the garage, but I'm getting dust. The data people over at Woolies know, hey, that guy scans his card and buys Lego. So every once in a while, I'll get these random offers for like, triple points on toys or bonus points on toys at Big W for the next couple of weeks. And I checked this morning, and they had 5 times points on toys. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go buy some Dreamzzz sets that I was planning on looking at. Now I'll actually buy them. And instead of getting 1 point per dollar, I'll get 5 points per dollar. Which later on in the year, when I've got enough points, becomes, discount off other stuff that I want to buy. Or discount off groceries and things like that. Streaming for, I don't know how long I'm streaming for, Taz. It was going to be probably a couple of hours, but I'm 2 hours in and I've got this. This much done. Check my phone real quick. But then I'll lose the soccer. I think that was a goal, was it? The ball went in. It looked like it went in. It looked like it bounced off the net but came back out. Yeah, I was up till because it's Friday night here. It's Friday evening here in Australia. Oh, that was a goal. That was definitely a goal. All right. Sweden 2, Japan 1. Yeah, I was up till what time was I was on Taz's stream. Taz rated Brick Builder Ed, and then Taz and I stayed backstage chatting as we do. And then I checked him out until probably about 1 a.m. and was like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to go to bed. But then Gertigert was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I wanted to watch some of that, so I watched some of his stream, and then who was on? Someone else was building this. Yeah, Gert was live. We rated Ed, but then I stopped watching Ed and I watched Gert for a bit, and then I stopped watching Gert and I watched. She was building this set. Name escapes me, because then I was up till 2 a.m. and I was like, okay, now I'm going to bed. All right, I will now see what. Yes, just seen your message, Squid. Cheers, boss. Yeah, that happened yesterday. That was. Yeah, that was me the other day at work, Taz, when I was up till probably 1. Good night, Bricks and Chicks. Yeah, so Taz, there's no real plan for how long I'll stream tonight. I'll just see. I think the goal is just to get this done. Thank you, Bricks and Chicks. Let me. Uh, I was going to do a shout out thing, but I've turned off Cloudbot till I fix the number of emotes and symbols and apparently paragraphs people are allowed to write. So until that gets fixed, everyone go check out. Where's that way? There we go. Check out Bricks and Chicks. Check out Mrs. Prophet DNA. Check out Tasman. I don't know if Headless Weevil streams, but check them out too. Check these people out. And thanks for the follows, those of you that have followed. And thanks for the raid. Alright, so I've put the windscreen wipers on. I understand running on fumes. Yeah, it's especially difficult with time zones. For me to hit affiliate, I think it's the 3 average viewers. And the number of streams. I think I've got the followers, and thanks especially to Prophet and to Build Time 13 for that. Yesterday I went from 36 followers to 51 or 52. Basically, I came home from work. So Mrs. Prophet was streaming, so I watched that, and she was like, "Oh, look, he's nearly at 50. Let's chuck some people go follow him." And it got more welcome raiders. Holy crap, that's a lot of raiders. Welcome in, welcome. There's no welcome message because I turned off Cloudbot. Otherwise, no, Coopman, you're safe. Coopman, you're safe for the moment. I turned off Cloudbot. Nightbot got put in the naughty corner, and then Cloudbot got put in the naughty corner because apparently paragraphs are also a thing. I have to try and find a way to differentiate between actual spam and just people going nuts spam. It's all part of the learning curve of being on Twitch. So for the moment, spam is not going to get banned, but my welcome message is also not there saying, "Hi, I don't have a regular schedule, but I'm working on it. But if you like what you see, feel free to follow, and thanks for those that are following. And if you stream, I will try and check you out and follow you as well, because I do like watching people build things as well." Yeah, Yeah, Coopman got shut down because of his emotes, and then I fixed it in Streamlabs, but I still had Nightbot on, and Nightbot had all of its own um, stuff going on. So I turned Nightbot off and just started sort of tweaking what Streamlabs was allowing. And the emotes were all there, but then suddenly it was like, oh, you've used too many words, and that's a thing. It was like, really? What happened to grammar and proper sentences? And why is there still dust on this? Because you're building in a garage. And I will. G'day everyone. G'day. Pix, Amish. Welcome back, Cooper. The chat screen on this screen that I've got open on my studio is super tiny, and my phone is about 3.5 minutes away from the soccer being over. Yeah, and the word thing's weird because it yeah, no good. Oh good, Mrs. Prophet. Thanks for swinging by and checking it out. Like every little bit helps. But yeah, because it's the paragraph thing. It looks like it's not a word count. It's like a character count, and then it's yeah. So it's like, well, if you use long words, you're more likely to then get It's something that I can do. Maybe that's what I do tomorrow instead of streaming. Is just go in and fiddle around with the backstage settings. And yeah, there is normally a lurk command that pops up saying thanks for listening in the background, or just having on whatever you're doing. I do that quite a bit myself. As much as I like watching the stream, sometimes I'm just a listener and sort of doing other stuff in the background. And have a good night, everyone that's in America. If you're heading to bed at, well, it's 2:24 in the morning on the Seattle side of the country. Which means it's much later at night / earlier in the morning if you're on the East Coast. And yes, be careful if you lurk while on the Thunderbox. It's 7:25 p.m. in Brisbane, Australia. Is there going to be late drama here? We're nearly 9 minutes into the 10 minutes of added time, and Japan are pushing. Can they force this into extra time with another goal? It's going to come down to the last 60 seconds. Yeah, Budgie, I saw the message come through, but just like with Squid's message, it's too close to the end of the soccer game for me to... I saw Squid's, I came back, but I'll have to wait 60 seconds for the game to be over, in theory, unless this goes to extra time, in which case I will still then hop out and check your message. Because, it's Channel 7's app, while it hasn't had any of the buffering that their website was painfully doing, you can't like flick back with SBS. You can be watching a video, and then you can go check your texts, and the video stays in a little window on top of your phone. Twitch does it. SBS does it. Why can't Seven do it? You watch them footballs. I will watch them footballs. Well, yeah, SBS are veterans. That was hilarious. The year that that Optus had the rights to the Men's World Cup to most of the games, and SBS had some, because Optus were not set up to handle the fact that this is the most watched sport in the world. Funnily enough. And Sweden are through to the semis. There'll be some people at work that are happy about that. Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't realize that. I don't follow the women's soccer until really this happened, and it was in Australia. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that and go to some games. So in knocking out Japan, there is now no former winners left. So whoever wins this World Cup will win it for the first time. So they knocked out America, who were the reigning champs. They've knocked out Japan, who've won it in the past. So it's down to Spain, Sweden, and we've got England, Colombia, and Australia, France still to come. It'll be a okay. And now we've got the. I think they are. Auckland Stadium is playing Mamma Mia over the PA. Which, as much as I'm not an ABBA fan, I prefer that to England's weird tradition of playing Sweet Caroline when they. It's like, why? Anyway, roof roof of the van. So Australia got France beat Morocco, and Australia beat Denmark. Um, so tomorrow I get to go watch Australia. I didn't get a ticket to the Australia game in Brisbane in round one because it sold out super quick before I even looked at tickets. But I got tickets to every other game in my city, including a quarterfinal for whoever makes it that far. And it turns out it's Australia that I get to see tomorrow. So that'll be cool. All right. Football app going away. Headphones can come off. My ears can hear myself like normal. The light will still shine off my freshly buzzed head. All right, and now it's wheel time. These are really, really good. Okay, wheels on, because I think the turtle legs are an optional extra for later. So there's the was there trivia tonight? That's an interesting choice, Taz. I thought she did well coming on as a sub, and the team were doing well without her, and it probably would have been a better move to have her on the bench, bring her on in the second half. But that's what do I know? I'm not a coach. Well, Yeah, and there was a game. Well, there was a game on, Kara. So I was going to be watching the soccer anyway, and not the trivia. Um, so oh well, we can always watch it on replay. Um, and I just did a very silly thing. So on my studio app, the chat's down in one corner, but I actually moved my mouse over the preview screen of the stream and tried to scroll chat there. That doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Mm. Apparently, hovering the mouse over the preview can't move things on the preview screen. I can go to edit and move things. You're going to switch over. Okay, so my wife's going to stop watching me building Lego and watch the NRL. Um, fair enough. I mean, it's probably more entertaining for you to watch the overball than me watching the girls with the round ball. All right, step 4. So it looks like the van's pretty much done. And we've been 2.5 hours. Yeah, because well, Budgie, the Gabba doesn't hold. Well, from googling the capacity of the Gabba doesn't actually hold the number of people that were at the game last week that I went to. So England Nigeria had about 49,000. So yeah, they had the soccer at the Gabba for the Sydney Olympics. It had a few games held up here so that they could have the comp over in a shorter space of time than having it all in Sydney. But for things like a World Cup, they expect more people to show up than for Olympics. And so, yeah, I think the Gabba holds about 40,000 and Suncorp holds about 50. And yeah, the NRL will be at the Gabba, but the NRL only sort of brings in 30 something thousand. And if you're down in Sydney where they've got like 8 teams to choose from on a weekend, you'll have suburban stadiums having 20,000 going, oh, it's a packed night, 20,000 showed up. And we're thinking, yeah, Suncorp gets 30,000 for a normal, not sold out, like not local derby. So, but yeah, Suncorp's a good venue. And it's the one that they've pinched for the World Cup. Yeah. You've got your massive stadium. But the MCG. Yeah. I am the MCG. That is an inside joke. Brisbane Stadium because of sponsorship rules with FIFA. Because and the NRL stadium in Melbourne is what's been taken over for the soccer down there as well. And so it's being called its original name by FIFA, Melbourne Rectangular Stadium, the not round one made for AFL or cricket. Is that chip bag sound, Squid? Alright, it's time for a new minifig. Yeah. What are we going to call this rectangular stadium? I know. Let's call it Rectangular Stadium. Who wants to buy the naming rights to the rectangular stadium? At which point Amy said, we would like to call it Amy Park. Bag of Doritos. Oh, a bag of Doritos would go down pretty well right about now. Why can't I see the part that... because it's hiding. Quiver. Alright, I'll have to have a look, but I think this might be a new hairpiece.
Sorry, best I can do is choose an onion.
Ah, we have a chip delivery.
Hi, everybody.
Chip delivery.
When would you like dinner?
Dinner, probably after this bag.
Pizza? Pizza? Okay. Hi, Lego peoples. I'm putting the footy on now. Bye, Lego peoples.
So yes, that was the missus. She's in the chat. She's creating with Kara Davies. Brings in the chips, which then means I need to leave and wash my hands because of the Lego. But you know what? Chips are good. And there's but there is no hard solo in the fridge. There is beer in the fridge. The soft drink is gone. So it might be time for a These are good chips. Oh, Karen, they're good. This is Aldi's chips. Yeah, Karen, I work with Squiddy and Budgie, and Budgie got us under the hard solos. I got home from work on I can't remember what day it was last week. Wednesday maybe, Tuesday or Wednesday. And yeah, cracked the can. Half of it was gone pretty much straight away. Second half was gone 2 minutes later. It tastes like Solo, or close enough to it. It's like, yep. Thanks for lurking, Taz. Thanks for keeping the stream going and listening in the background, as I would say on my command if it was running. But Cloudbot's in the naughty corner. Oh, Kara knows Budgie. Oh, it's funny, Budgie, because actually she thought the other night that you were another mate of ours whose first name, he shares a first name with you and has a surname very close to Budgie. And so he also sometimes goes by Budgie. And so when I said the name, it's like, oh, you know Andy? Okay, well, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Andy probably knows half of Brisbane. the number of places. But do you really? Do you know the same guy, Budge? Right. Um. Yeah. He's the guy who I went to Soundwave with, and I ended up in the Alice in Chains mosh pit with an empty wheelchair because he wanted to crowd surf forward, and I got stuck in the pit and ended up having to figure out how to fold up the chair and send it forward. It was a good concert. But yeah, the number of concerts we'd go to and random people just know him, especially at gigs. Yes, Squid, it was a metal festival. There was a mosh pit. No matter whose band was up there, people were going to be jumping around. It might not have been fight dancing, but the Veronica's out of mosh pit. I mean, hey, they've got some bangers. Yeah, fight dancing. You know those skinny guys with especially the ones with the backpacks, the tiny backpacks on, that still think it's the scar fad of the late '90s, early 2000s. Kick puncher, punch kicker. Mm, too good. I keep Wait, they had a wall of death. I'll have to check that out. All right, I'm putting those aside for later, before they go the way of a hard solo and get eaten in 2 minutes flat. I am going to, like I said, they've got at least one banger. I can imagine they could go hard if they tried. Um, and that's the one. Untouched would go off. You could totally metalcore that song up. You could totally, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to. I'll mute my microphone here for a sec, and that's what I haven't done in so long, because I think it's been a long time since I actually did a stream where I built stuff. Is I could bring up a be right back screen. Okay, I am back. What did I miss? No one in that pit felt untouched. Nice. Okay, well, I am back. I have grabbed a drink, so let's get ready to finish off bag 4 of this Lego Dreamzzz van. It's a bit warm with the scarf, but yes, Sweden won, so maybe I could figure out some way to hang things in the background at some point. Put it over my chair instead. Promoters were like, yeah, here's the lineup. Trivium, yep. Parkway Drive, yep. Falling Reverse, and the Veronicas. Yeah. Where did I put the bottle up? No, I put it back on the fridge. And tonight's beverage of choice is a Dragon Head, handcrafted in small batches. Dragon Head is an exceptionally smooth stout with a full malt flavour. 500 mils, 5,000 years in the making, from the Orkney Brewery in Scotland. Intoxication warning. Okay, so here's where I go. Okay, it's 4%, and I'm not gonna scull it. This will not go down like a hard solo. That's what she said. Yeah. And I tried the She earlier, and it didn't work. I think because I turned that off on Cloudbot, because Nightbot had the random one where it would pick an innuendo response. So once I've got all my stuff sorted out and it stops banning people for typing, the idea is that I will have exactly in my endo. There'll be a prompt where you can type in chat and it will pop up with either a "That's What She Said" or a Brooklyn Nine-Nine "Title of Your Sex Tape" or an Archer "Phrasing." That's the idea anyway. But see, that was on Nightbot, and Nightbot really got put in the naughty corner. So yeah, let's try this 4% stout from Scotland, which is best before the end of March. Should still be good, like, for a long time. It's beer. It's in a fridge. Exactly. Phrasing. And Squid, it is aged because I didn't finish the full label on the bottle. It is best before end of March 22. They did not lie. That is exceptionally smooth. It does have a lot of flavour. Mm. Yeah, exactly. I've got some Green Beacon cans that I won in trivia that were carers off to watch the footy. So see you later. Thanks for Thanks for encouraging your hubby's hobby. Yeah, I had some green beacons kept up that I wanted in trivia, and so I had this. I had beer, and then I kept it under the stairs where it was like cool and dark, and then I chucked it in the fridge when I had room for it, and it went slightly sweeter. Um, but like it's still beer. Um, yes, Budgie is a Cronulla supporter. Up, 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 Cronulla, etc. Okay, here we go. We have what's going on here? All right, so when I built the tell us what I really think about what about Cronulla. No, no, I will not. Or about you mean about the time there that it was like, oh, the team doctor just told me to take this. He said it would help me run better. He said it was cold medicine. He didn't say it was drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? And then the fact that the NRL then takes so long to do anything about it, they go, oh, it took us so long to decide that you'd been taking drugs that your punishment's going to be backdated to when we first looked into it. So you can sit out the next 3 weeks, alright? It's like, yeah, that's a punishment. So she's got the hourglass, like the other minifig did. So again, I've got to watch this show still, so I'll see if the hourglass is important, if there's like a timer element to the show of you're in someone's dream or you're in your own dream and you've got a ticking clock to count down. But the mug makes it think that I've shrunk and that I'm now picking up a Lego piece, or am I just a really huge bald Lego man? The show Dreamzzz, Dreamzzz with 3 Z's, is basically why we've got this weird stuff. This whole range of sets is a tie-in to an animated show. But because it's a Lego show, how good Sandman? To then go off on that tangent. It's not something you wanted to say. Oh boy. Right, so she's set up the bag 4 and bag 5 appear to be the optional extras, and I'm just trying to see what the difference is, because like I've now got to choose your own adventure, go to this page or this page, where I can have I think the first option is what's on the front of the box, where there's like a little, I'll bring this down into here. So the turtle van has, if I can get not too much glare from the lights, come on, maybe, let's go upside down. So basically on top of the van, there's like a little tropical island cactus in a tub, treasure chest, palm tree thing going on. And then there's a fishing rod with a carrot. Basically, the carrot is then convincing the turtle to keep walking forward. And then the other option looks more like it's flying. And again, it's going to be hard to get this in on camera, and that is also what she said. Yeah, that top one where the legs are sort of folded back, and there's an aeroplane tail up on top and a jet of flame out the back. It's just a different sort of configuration of the. It's still got the turtle head and legs on there, but yeah, there's two ways to build this, and you can't do both simultaneously. And in one, the cactus is like flying with a jetpack, and in one, he's sitting in a tub. And the flying version has a red carrot, and the not flying version has an orange carrot. Flying version has a periscope, a world turtle, yes, the great Atuin, with 4 elephants and the Discworld on his back. Or is it her back? I can't remember if Atuin is a he or a she. It's been a while. There are Discworld books on the shelf here somewhere. Well, I think I'll just go into the first setup because that's the picture on the front of the box. I did that with the roller skating. Yeah, in this case, the world is a van. I've been going for 3 hours, and we've got the van built, and we've talked about a lot of other stuff. And it's been fun, and we've been rated a couple of times, which is cool. And one of which got us up to like 100 viewers or something that was just like, what? Especially as someone starting out doing this type of thing. And I love this. My mum is cooking goat curry. Nice! Let's go around to their place. I thought you were leaving to watch the footy. And yes, your homemade pizza is very nice, but is it goat curry nice? Is it? Yeah, multitasking like I do, where I've got Twitch on my phone and I'm watching something on the TV and I'm typing something on the computer. Yeah. No, it's funny that because of the whole turtle adapting of the van, the first thing you do is, okay, now that you've built the van, step 1 is take the wheels off. You got to unbuild as part of the next stage of it. So the wheels come out. Whereas with the bunny, I don't remember there being anything you had to remove. You could add antennas when you turned it into a bee. Oh yeah, you had to take the tail off. You took the tail off and changed the tail into the back end of a bee. But if you're doing the roller skate version, you just built the roller skates and attached them. Alright, so now we'll build this little palm tree. There you can have my giant or tiny Lego mug. The UK Chief Medical Officers recommend adults do not regularly drink more than 14 units per week. And this is 2 UK units. A UK unit appears to be 250 mils of 4% alcohol. This. Okay, it's that time. Dragonhead is a legendary stout, dark, intense, and full-flavoured. It is our tribute to the Vikings and their cultural legacy in Orkney. The Orkney Brewery beers are brewed in tune of our beautiful corner of the Northern Isles. On the nose. This black stout has a smooth roasted malt aroma, giving bitter chocolate, dark roasted coffee, and smoky notes balanced by hints of spicy Goldings hops. Let's see if that's right. I mean, I've got the taste part, but the nose part. I mean, there's a bit of coffee there. A little bit smoky. Not that. I mean, what does chocolate smell like? And then on the palate, the dark roasted malts combine to give a rich, rounded palate with chocolate, toast, and nut flavours. That's what she said. And a satisfying spicy hop finish. Well, there's definitely chocolate in the taste, and a bit of like that burnt toast that you get sometimes with dark beers. Not really getting nut. I mean, what kind of nut? Cheers, boss. What do you mean chocolate stout is a lie? What's the lie? Yeah, I'm smelling coffee, but I'm tasting chocolate. And I had one from the US once that was really, really like, it was like having a chocolate cake almost. Yeah, I mean, there's always that beer background. It's like when I quite like mango beer from Matzo's at Christmas time, and as someone who drinks beer, I taste it and I go, wow, I can really taste the mango in this. And my mum, who doesn't drink beer, tastes it and goes, oh, it smells and tastes like beer. And that's what she's tasting. Yes, some stouts, there's that. What this does have is it's got the same aftertaste as like when you've finished eating really dark chocolate. So like when you're eating the chocolate, you're like, yeah, this tastes like chocolate, and it's that the bitterness that's at the end. That's what I'm getting from this. It's not that it tastes like I think beer that tasted exactly like milk chocolate would be dangerous because then I would just drink that like chocolate milk. And I think it would also help if I did wait for this to, like at the moment it's still pretty much straight out of the fridge. If I let it sit a little while, you do get different flavors when it's not like really really cold. When it's really cold, your tongue goes, it's wet. And yes, that is exactly what someone might have said. A double chocolate stout once. Okay, yeah, I've had some really good chocolatey stouts. I find the ones that say coffee don't always taste like coffee. But there was one up here in Brisbane. It was a local brewery made it as like a small batch, and they paired up with a local coffee roaster who basically gave them a whole heap of coffee to just chuck into the mix while they were brewing it. And if you've had a like the extra strength ice break in the dark bottles, the beer literally tasted like that had been poured into the beer. It was amazing. It was like, it's like ice break, and the guy was like, yeah, and we did it as a small batch, and we can't like make more and can it because it's like the coffee part of it was they use so much. It was like, it's great. They go, but to keep doing it would be too expensive. It was so good. Yeah, and I know some guys that have made beer where they put the chocolate in. Um, it can depend when they put it in the process. If they put lactose into the stout, I did learn from the internet that apparently beer yeast can't digest lactose. It can digest other sugars though. So when you put lactose into your beer, it you don't lose any sweetness while it turns from like malt water into beer. You have other sugars that convert to the alcohol, but the lactose stays behind, and that gives you some sweetness. So some of those, like a milk stout, the milk stouts tend to taste a bit more like chocolate. But I do find that a lot of so-called chocolate stouts, what you get is more of that. You get the aftertaste of say if you got a 70% or an 80% dark chocolate, you get more of that after effect. It's the same aftertaste. It's not the same during flavor. It's this is the what stays behind. Tree down. Let's move the beer out of the way and put the van back. There's a little palm tree, and it's using the new fern element. This is my first time seeing one of these, I'm pretty sure. I know they were new with the Rivendell set that I saw pictures of. But it's got like a rounded 1x1 base. That's not a very sturdy attachment onto that stud there at all. There's a round 1x1 on the end of a red half Technic pin, and it's a round 1x1 with the hole through it for the horn tusk piece of the trunk to stick into. So yeah, it's not a strong connection when you're trying to then show off the tree parts at the top of the tree. But yeah, the fern parts are really cool, and I like the use of them as the tree. And I can't remember because I got onto the beer talk for a second. I can't remember if I said thanks for lurking, Squid. Look forward to catching your game again as long as your camera behaves. Yeah, it'll be interesting in the botanical sets because the scale of the parts tends to vary a little bit. It'd be interesting to see what they use them as the pirate hats for Lupins was just an amazing part use. Like, give that guy a raise who was like, let's take this pirate hat and make it purple. Yeah, I think organics is like organics sounds like a racial slur in like a sci-fi setting where there's androids and humans. It's like, oh, the organics. They think they're so good. But that's probably just the sci-fi nerd in me saying that. You will be assimilated. Still going with the mirror image of the top. Well, yeah, true. It would be more likely that humans would use slurs against the robots. It would be less likely for a robot to, yeah, like they might call people organics, but I don't think it would be an insult. They would just be like, well, that's literally what you are. I'm a synthetic and you are an organic. Whereas humans do tend to be, yeah, especially if you've watched like Battlestar Galactica, the reboot with the fracking toasters. Or what's the Blade Runner one for cyborgs? Or not? Yeah, cyborgs is like skin jobs. Oh, Gattaca. I love that movie. Um, yeah, replicants are the term for the cyborgs, but like when um in the sequel when he goes back to his apartment, like the graffiti on the wall is like "F off skin jobs" or something like that. Where replicant is the term, is like the actual term, but the skin job is the human slur for them. Love those movies as well. Oh, Gattaca, the yeah with the where you choose the DNA of your kid. I should know this. If only there was a method of looking things up on the worldwide thing, internet, that's what it's called. Um, dun dun dun. What were they called? Uh, I'm on TV tropes at the moment, scrolling. There is a um, valids and invalids. Yes, yes, that's it. Yeah, I do really like that movie. It's got some really cool stuff in it. I'm missing a tile, maybe, or I've dropped a tile. No, it's under the minifig. This is our little I'm guessing this is a cactus dude. Yeah, so I think the plan here is Mrs. is watching the footy. I'm working through bag 4. Bag 5's the turtle. But I think we'll see how quickly I can finish this up, and then we'll share the love, and we'll raid out to. We'll find someone to raid out to. I don't see anyone currently doing any Lego that I'm following. Probably partly due to the time zone. But we might head over to Lead B Man or someone. You've made an actually identifiable thing. And like, if this is a cactus, why does it have whiskers? Maybe it's a catcus. Pardon the pun. And it's stuck onto one of those half Technic pins. So again, terrible clutch power, which is why then it's saying put a bar down through his head, because then that kind of holds on. Flower on the head. Got some Technic curve bits for arms. Just like that. Okay, so there's cactus thing. The bucket. We've got a brick. A round tile. And okay, so that Technic pin in the bottom of the bucket is where the cactus is in its thing, and we'll chuck that onto top of the van. Then we've got move this slightly this way. Try to keep my hands here. That's one of the things with the whole camera setup, and when I do get another camera that focuses, is try and get it set up so that where I'm comfortably like just in front of my building is where the camera actually sees. Like at the moment, like this is a laptop that's just sort of pointing at me, and I can tweak it slightly. And I'm dreading what it does to the USB cord over there for that camera. So I'm being very careful with the setup. It's kind of a worry that your camera can be cheap and nasty, or it can be a decent camera, but you're still at the mercy of a USB cable. I hear some clapping and a woo from next door, so Broncos probably scored a try. Broncos have scored, kick to come. She just yelled out. So yeah. All right, I'll get. No. Dashboard. Just get there for a sec. Just making sure that all works. That's the tab I want. Cool. Yeah, so now I take her the snacks. She has snacks. I think she has snacks. But yeah, I will take the chips back in to where she's watching the footy. Some cool like weapon blades and things in these sets too. And the minifigs and the blades are one of the main reasons. Ooh, hello. It's like a transparent purplish water piece, flame piece. Minifigs and some of the parts I'm going to use for RPG stuff, so like D&D and Pathfinder minis. That's windscreen wiper down. I do like the use of the gear sticks as windscreen wipers. That's a cool little touch. Yeah, because playing tabletop games, making minis and painting them is a whole other expensive hobby of its own. And so I've with my Lego collection, I've just decided no, I'm just going to use the Lego. And so when I go along to my gaming store to play Pathfinder, my characters are all mix and match minifigs that I've made. And if you actually, if you want a quick look on Instagram, I have the normal one for my everyday life. I have the Lego one for the Lego things. I have a separate one for the Lego RPG things. Because I will be doing some other stuff with that, hopefully, in the future. And this is a giant. Is this meant to be a giant tree or a flame or something? I mean, it's the flames out the back of the roller skating bunny, but it's also the wings when it's a bee. So, don't know what that is. But on Instagram, minifigs.monsters. How can that be all of that already? Right. Okay, so I've got leftover parts that you wouldn't normally have as leftovers or spares in a Lego set, but I'm guessing that they are used, and yes, they are. They're in the option 2 of the Choose Your Own Adventure section. So if we'd gone with like flying submarine, and with that little green guy from earlier, this bag has the little black version, little yellow angry eyes and a scar on his face. And the knight's helmet with the translucent pink feather. Put in the green on the little angry dude. But yeah, minifigs.monsters is my other Instagram for the other Lego nerd crossover. For the people that are into that sort of thing, but maybe not fully into the AFOL thing. Alright, 4 of these. Alright, this part will be quick because we've got to do this 4 times. If I keep building sets on streams, one thing that you will notice that I tend to do is, even when things do, like sets will say, it's the same thing, do this 4 times. When it's not the same but it's mirror image, like if you're building an aeroplane and I'm on a step that says, start building the wing, I will start building both wings. I'll build according to the instruction and I'll build its mirror image at the same time, especially if they're in the same bag. If the parts are in the same bag and they're here, I'll just mirror image as I go. It would help if I tried to attach that the right way to the right end of that. And yeah, so I was building the Guardians of the Galaxy Baby Rockets spaceship, and there was a point where I jumped 22 steps ahead because I'd already built both things. But I mean, that's because it was a set aimed, I think, at, what was it? It might have been a 7 or 8 plus age range, maybe a 6 plus. One of them was a 6 plus. Could have been a Jurassic Park set. But yeah, in some of the 6 to 7 to 8-year-old stuff, they tend not to do that. But you would think, yeah, in a... I was like, where are the wheels? I don't have wheels. The wheels are from the ones I took off earlier, of course. Because you put the bar of the leg in through the wheel. Yeah, so if I'm building like a city vehicle that's clearly mirror image, and it doesn't say do both sides, I'll just do both sides. I'll go, you know what, I can see what you're doing here. Budgie with the score update. And now, here's a part. Having just talked about, in some sets you'll see me build mirror image. It's got me building the feet, and it's got me doing 2 right feet. So you know what that means? It means I'm actually going to build 2 right feet and 2 left feet all at the same time. If I can find all of the parts that aren't hiding under other parts. 14-0. Well, that's pretty good for us. And good to see you still lurking, Budgie. So we're on to bag 5 now. Bags 4 and 5 were for the 2 options of whether we wanted a flying periscope van or a walking turtle van. And the other thing I noticed is the legs, the wheels are actually on. They're not on a Technic pin where the pinhole is in the van. They're on a Technic brick to fit a bar, so the plus sign. So the legs don't actually turn. The wheels turn because they're on an axle with a pin, but these are just on an axle bar. So you either have to choose that you're going to do the walking leg or the attach it at 90 degrees and be the whooshing through space periscope flying van. Yeah, so this is bag 5. Doing the final touches on the feet, we went with the walking option. And once this is done, it'll pretty much be a ta-da, here it is. I'm not even halfway through the beer, but I didn't expect to be, because that'll also go nicely with dinner. And then we will raid out to Lead B-Man is the plan. I can't remember what time he usually goes till, and when Gert will do his movie, if he's doing that for a Friday night. Again, schedules, not just time zones, but schedules, people you follow, things to watch, things to do. It's like, who's on when? And I'm still going 3.5 hours in, and there's still a bunch of you around watching, so thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Whether you're listening in or you are actually watching and enjoying the Lego content. Again, this was a set that I wasn't expecting to really buy. Like, it wasn't on my radar. I was like, oh yeah, I want that one. Even the bunny that I got last week was more of a, it's low price and it's on the shelf and it does look cool. So I was like, ooh, I might get that. The one that really grabbed me out of this series was the Pegasus, which I will hopefully go pick up tomorrow or another day next week from Garden City. Bar heaters are half price. I got the fan on budgie. It's warm today. Brisbane's actually I looked this up last week because it was something ridiculous down south weather-wise. And what does Google says? Woodridge is 17 degrees at the moment. Looks like it might drop down to about 8 degrees overnight and then get up to 26 tomorrow. So yeah, winter, Queensland. Alright, so the feet are on the turtle, and yep, we skipped the next step because that's how to build the opposite feet. So we're reaching the tail end of this build by building the head of the turtle. Wow. Those, got some cheese slopes. So yes, thank you very much everyone for watching. It's been a fun stream. Okay, that piece goes on there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, here's some part use. Here's some nice part use. The window arch that would normally go under an arch for decoration on a building. That is the basically bottom jaw of the turtle head. That's pretty cool. And I think that's, yep, so that's the end of the turtle. Clips in to the front bumper under there. Clear this aside. So there's the, yeah, it's a cute looking thing. It's, you know, set wise, it's weird as hell. The head, there's not enough wiggle room there to really turn the head much. I might have to have a look at taking some parts out under here, because it'd be cool if the head could actually move side to side, as well as just up and down. At the moment it looks like it moves up and down, and it can kind of turn sideways a bit. Yeah, it'd be cool if it had a bit more movement than that. So yeah, there's the set. Here's the little minis. Normal size minis. Which again, they've got really cool character detail on their outfits that make great RPG characters. So yeah, we're gonna see if they're still going. Yep, so stand by for a moment. Everyone that's still hanging around, we are going to raid Led B-Man, currently playing some Borderlands. So I will get that set up super quick. I'll click this button here. We'll go there. We'll click start over here. I'm gonna take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. I've been another Bricken AFOL, aka Bricko, aka Bricken, aka AFOL, depending on which channel you see me in. Facebook and Instagram are up in the top left corner. Thanks for watching. Stick around if you'd like to see some gaming. Otherwise, see you next time. I'm going to put this screen up, and we will start this. There probably is. There's a bit of a countdown for this, but take care. Otherwise, we'll see you shortly over in Led B-Man's channel. Get ready. There we go.